Hi guys! Welcome to another video with A to Z Yoga and me, your teacher, Amy. Today is a really special one. This one focuses on you ladies out there who are just like me and who still have a monthly period. And that monthly period can get very painful and cause a lot of aches in the belly, a lot of aches in the back, a lot of tiredness and just general nastiness. So I thought I would make a video just for you and for me for those times when we need a little bit of love and attention. All you're going to need today is a chair and a blanket. So you're going to start off with a really nicely big rolled up blanket. The bigger the better really, because then it will give you a lot of lift, and a chair. And you want to have them about this width away from each other, but you can jiggle the chair around, you might need to. So first of all, you're going to come and sit, so you're just at the very edge of the blanket, just in front of it, and then really gently bring yourself backwards. Scoot yourself down the blanket then, so that you end up with your pelvis really rounded on the floor. And then you're going to bring your legs up so that you can have your legs in a comfortable position with the knees just gently over your hips. You don't want to have it where your legs are here and you're bringing your feet up off the chair. You need to keep the feet balanced on the chair. So you can wiggle that chair around, get the blanket really nice and comfortable in the right spot, jiggle your pelvis around and let it just relax into the floor. And then relax your arms by your sides. And then you can close your eyes and start taking some really nice, long, deep breaths down into your belly. Let the belly swell with your breath. And anywhere you feel like you're gripping your muscles around maybe your hips or around your lower belly, try and breathe into them. And notice now what your hips are doing. Are your hips evenly distributed on the floor? Is the weight evenly distributed on the floor? Or do you feel like one is slightly off the ground or just not sinking as deep? If you do feel like one isn't quite as deep as the other, you're going to try now to really even them out. Let them relax. Try to really let the muscles in your hips switch off in a way that allows your legs to drop into the sockets, your tailbone to drop into the floor, so you end up with a much more neutral position in your spine. And then you're going to start to let that breath move up your ribs and into your chest. And then on your next inhale, just bring your arms up to the ceiling. Link your fingers and turn your hands away from you. And squeeze your little fingers to your ring fingers, so you're just awakening the outside of your elbows. And then as you breathe in, you lift your arms up and over your head. And just let them come down wherever they want to. Don't force them to come down to the ground, especially with the blanket. If anything, you want to try and keep a little hover off the ground. Just for one more breath. And then take your arms back up. Change the link on your fingers and turn your hands up the other way. And again, as you inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Just to the point where you feel like you're really opening up your chest, you're opening up your ribs, and you're opening up your belly. So you feel a bit of a stretch through the sides of the body. As you exhale, bring your arms back up. Unlink your fingers. And then again, let your arms relax by your sides. Then really gently slide your feet towards you And bring the soles of your feet together with the outer edges of your feet just resting on the end of the chair. And let your knees go wide. Try to find a comfortable positioning with your feet that allows you to press the four corners of your feet into each other. The big toe mound, the little toe mound, the inner heel and the outer heel. And try to relax both hips nice and evenly. Let your knees go wide and your pelvis really sink into the floor. Take 2 more breaths here. And then nice and gently take one leg off, other leg off, and you're going to roll over to your right side. Let yourself come off the blanket completely and just relax there for a moment. You can bring your hands under your head in like a little sleepy position. Keep your eyes closed and just breathe into the sides of your body and into your back. Let yourself really relax into the floor. And then really gently, I want you to keep your head really heavy, like it's a completely dead weight. Take your top arm out in front of you, press that palm down, and just really gently push yourself up. Keep your head really relaxed. It's going to be the last thing to come up. And then you can bring it up. Perfect. Now we're going to move the chair out the way. And come back to the blanket. And come and sit on your knees. So your big toes are together and your knees are wide. And you're going to grab your blanket and you're going to pull it towards you so it comes between your legs. Let your hands relax on your knees for a moment and then squeeze your heels towards each other. Press down into your big toe and your little toe and just close your eyes here for a moment. Let your pelvis relax, your sitting bones relax, and see if you can breathe into your belly. Press evenly into your feet, evenly into your shins. And then bring your hands to your hip bones. So you've got your hands right in the crease of your hips. You're then going to drop your chin to your chest and really slowly start to roll yourself down, moving one vertebrae away from the other. And let your hip bones move backwards. Start pressing down more through your feet and your shins. And just allow yourself to roll gently down. And the aim is to try to keep your pelvis relaxed on your heels. Go really slowly. And when you feel like you've come to the point where your bum wants to start to come off your heels, you're going to just take your fingertips down in front of you and use them to guide your pelvis a bit further backwards. But keep letting yourself lengthen forwards, really gently and slowly until your forehead comes onto the blanket. Then you can bring your arms out in front of you. Press them down into the floor and just let your pelvis press backwards and breathe into your back. Try and allow a really deep heaviness to come into the pelvis. And then really gently walk your hands back to your knees. Let your pelvis sink into your heels. Walk your hands onto your legs and you're stacking one bone on top of the other. Again, the head is the last thing to come up. Then you can move your blanket to the side for the moment. Come and bring yourself to an all fours position. And then walk your hands one hand's length in front of where they just were. So it's a little bit longer than where it was before. You're then going to take a nice deep breath in. Really slowly slide your right knee towards your right wrist. And keep the foot in line with your groin, so you're just gently bringing that foot in towards the groin. You're then going to really slowly slide your left leg out behind you. And you're going to grab your blanket again. And again, bring the blanket in front of you. Now keep pressing back through your big toe and your little toe. Let your pelvis relax, but try to keep it really nice and even. And then breathe in, and very slowly, again, you're going to let yourself relax over that blanket. You can bring your head to the side and just press down through your back toes and breathe into your back. Don't let your left hip drop down. Really, with the blanket there, it shouldn't. It should kind of help you stay stable. Take a really deep breath from your lower back all the way up into the top of your head. And just let everything around your pelvis open up, everything in your belly open up. Trying to unblock any space that's become inflamed because of being on your period. And then nice and gently take your hands back to your feet, to your knees. Push yourself back up. Slowly edge your left leg back in and edge your right leg back. And again, just move that blanket off to the side just to give you more space to move. Create that lengthening again in the sides of your waist. And then breathe in and very slowly slide your left knee forwards. Let that left knee come behind your left wrist. And then edge the foot so it comes more in line with the groin. And then very slowly slide your right leg out behind you. Tuck the toe under as you slide it out behind you, just to help you keep the pelvis really even and stable. Then you can let that foot come flat. Grab your blanket again, a lovely friendly blanket, and bring it so it's just in front of you. Breathe in and very slowly let yourself fold over the blanket. Again, you can turn your head to the side. Ideally turn it to the other side in comparison to what it was before. And then don't let that right hip drop down. Try and keep your right hip in line with your left hip. And start to breathe again down into your lower back and up through the spine and all the way to the top of your head. And now really gently again walk your hands back. And then slowly edge that right leg back in, slide the left leg back. Move your blanket to the side. And then tuck your toes under and start walking your hands back towards your feet. Now make your feet a bit wider, so they're a bit wider than your hips, and you can stay up on your toes. You're just going to very gently start to try and pull your heels backwards, your ankles backwards, as if someone's behind you. And then reach your arms out in front of you. Let your head relax. Keep pulling back evenly through your shins and your ankles. So you start to feel a bit of a stretch and a lengthening in your lower back and your pelvis. Your upper body is coming through your legs so that you can allow yourself to come backwards in your pelvis. And again, send your breath from your pelvis right up into the top of your head. One more breath there. And then gently bring your hands towards your feet. Push your feet into the ground and turn the feet parallel. Let your knees go nice and soft and your head relax over your legs, and just grab your elbows. Then you're just shifting your weight a little bit side to side. Let your hips move a little, your upper body move a little. Come back into the center and then root into your heels and gently roll yourself up to standing. Lovely. Let your arms relax by your sides. Take your hands onto your hips, onto your belly, and take a nice deep breath into your hands. And just to try and create a little bit of length and opening in here, soften your knees, bring your weight into your heels, nice and evenly through both feet. And you want to still have that nice width in your You want to still have that nice width in your feet. You're going to then take a big breath into the belly and reach your arms forwards and up. And then as you're pressing through your feet, take a big breath in and start to really gently press your pelvis backwards, your shins back and your knees back. Don't come into a deep chair position. Keep it low. And as you're pushing back through your shins, try to feel a nice lift and a kind of hollowing in your belly that allows you to create more space in the belly and in the hips. And then from there, let yourself fold over your legs again. Your hands come to the floor, and then you push back through your shins, and you see if you can just gently press your legs up into your pelvis. Allow your belly to move up into the back, your inner thighs to press backwards. And then again, bend your knees, breathe in and roll yourself all the way up. Perfect. Then you're going to come to the front of your mat, grab your blanket again, and bring it onto the floor. Come and stand with your feet nice and wide either side of the blanket and in front of the blanket. And then take your arms out in front of you and start to very gently bring your pelvis backwards. Again, if your heels need to come off the floor again so that you can get your bum down, that's fine. You're then just going to allow yourself to sit into the blanket, relax your arms on your knees, and for a moment drop your head. Allow your weight to sink into your sitting bones, to really drop your pelvis. And then breathe in and nice and slowly bring yourself back onto the blanket. And then see if you can let your head relax onto the ground, your shoulders relax onto the ground. So this is kind of like a mini shoulder stand. But of course, we're not doing any full inversions because we're on our period. So we're just keeping it level in the body, but allowing again a lot of space to come into the hips and into the lower back, where we tend to get a little bit tender when we're on our period. Let your shoulders and your head relax. Press your feet into the ground and just breathe here. Start to envisage your breath moving through your spine. As you're inhaling, you're feeling it moving down the spine to your tailbone. And as you're exhaling, you're feeling it move back up through the spine and out through the top of your head. And now really gently bring your feet towards each other. Let yourself gently roll onto your right side. Move the blanket to the side and come and lie flat on your back. You can bring your hands to your belly again. Let your pelvis relax, your legs relax. Or you can bring your hands out to the side and keep them out to the side so that you have space in your armpits. Close your eyes and take your focus to your breath again. You can stay here for longer if you like. Or bend your knees. Roll to your right side and come up to sitting. And that's it for today. I hope you feel a bit more relaxed and calmer in the belly. And remember, this isn't just helpful for when you're on your period. This is also a really great hip opening sequence. It's just really nice, even before bed. It's wonderful. So mix it up. Try it at different times and see what feels better. Don't forget to subscribe down below. It's either down there or over there. And look out for next week's video. Namaste.